historical or local dialects, Sharvel was an Old English colloquial term related to using a shovel. So it's similar to we can just call him a spade or a shovel, whichever one you want.
Would you say he's shoveling? Is that...
Yeah, he's shoveling. Would you say that? Do you need to have like an
no? I would not say
English
that because I'm not
accent?
I'm not from the south of England.
Yeah, so can you do a Southern English accent at all?
Oh, well, they say like bath. I'm going to draw a bath.
Yes, well, if you needed to have a bath, perhaps I will bring you a shovel of water to put into the bath. We can shovel the bath full of water.
Quite so.
Some Epsom salts, perhaps. Allow me to bring the shovel of Epsom salts as well. Yes, wonderful, wonderful. Okay, so we've got to the bottom of it. Now we understand why it's called shovel, and I hope no one is confused anymore. Jhin and Varus, both banned away.
British royalty, apparently.
Indeed.
Yeah, so heavy and lady carry bans already. I think the Cassiopeia being taken away is no real surprise, but there's still a lot of power picks available. And the fact that Kiwoom DRX have already thrown in a Jhin ban makes me think perhaps they have their eye on something they want to prioritize here and get their hands on. They did ban Bard last time. Jhin Bard pretty strong, but Kate Bard also strong. And it's
Bard is gone.
Dplus who banned Bard this time.
All right, just no Brads allowed. Is I guess how it's going to go. I imagine the Karma is probably going to get a little bit of a look in here.
Potentially. Still leaves the... Wow, that is just heavy AD carry bans. And a lot of the great pairings with Karma are gone, apart from Siva. Siva remains.
Well,
and perhaps the thought process from Kiwoom DRX is they want to prioritize Zaahen. Siva feels really uncomfortable into Zaahen. That could be a thought process, but remains to be seen. There's still Rumble available, still Zaahen, still Nocturne. Although I think Nocturne being banned was a factor in the Orianna being open.
Yep.
So now Rumble is a big pick available.
Yeah, Rumble. The Karma, another one that they could theoretically look at. But you mentioned already that the Siva feels... Actually, it's kind of on her own as the options.
I mean, Zaahen's banned now, so I feel like Siva feels pretty safe to pair with the Karma.
Yep.
So you could prioritize that.
See exactly where they do decide to go. It could be down to some weird Zeri shenanigans as well. We did see that yesterday, I believe. But instead, first pick Lee Sin going to come through for Willa.
So none of the things we were discussing. We have seen the Lee Sin priority go up, especially if you can get a mid laner that can pair well with it. Annie and Ryze have been the big ones. So we'll see if Kiwoom DRX look to prioritize that later. But for now, Rumble and Karma are up for grabs for Dplus in this situation.
All right, well. She was taking his time. I haven't even hovered anything just yet. As instead, it's going to be the Ashe looked at. So an Ashe Seraphine type angle potentially come through. They don't necessarily need to lock the Seraphine. There is Lulu available as well. So if there's anything else that they feel like is more high priority, they can take that. And the Xin Zhao is going to be taken. You don't really need... They didn't need to do that, though, right? Now they have to pick Seraphine on 3. I feel like you limit your options by going for the Xin Zhao here.
Yeah. I feel like they could have just taken Ashe Seraphine and gone, and there would have been no problem with that. But I guess maybe the thought process is like keeping that support role open just in case. I mean, Nautilus is gone, so I don't think there's really that much of a scenario. But maybe they're really scared of like a Ziggs Pike or a Mel Pike or something, and they don't want to leave that option open. So maybe that's the thought process. We see Kiwoom DRX going for the Ryze, pairing that up with the Lee Sin. And because you know they're going to pick Seraphine third, you're not worried about Anivia. Cassante does come through for Rich.
Yeah, and I think that Kiwoom DRX were just kind of given this on a silver platter, right? They lock their jungle first. They see that they have to lock in Seraphine, otherwise they won't be able to get a comfortable bottom lane because you could ban Seraphine and Lulu, and then the Ashe is kind of feeling like she's on her own.
Yeah.
And so then Ryze, Cassante come through without too much of a response, as Anivia can be banned, and whatever Rich doesn't feel like playing into could be banned as well.
I do feel like the Ashe Seraphine Zaahen is just so powerful, and you can now ban away bot lane picks. They go for the Yuumi. We did see some Yuumi the other day. Didn't go too successfully, but Zeri Yuumi definitely a thing. I think that'd be a tough lane, if I'm being real, but is playable. Karma is still available. I will say Siva Karma into Ashe Seraphine can be a little bit tougher until you get to the point where you can just shred waves. But still thought that might have been a concern.
They still might ban the Karma. They could just take it away here.
Yeah, could ban the Lulu as well. Although Lulu is a lane a little bit trickier into that matchup.
Okay,
Going for the
Pike
Pike.
instead.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of the Pike paired up with Ziggs Mel into this, but it is just kind of crazy the Karma priority just being let open to this point.
Yeah, they kind of forgot about it, I guess. Well, the Annie going to be taken away from ShowMaker, but the Anivia is still there, so they can play Anivia Ashe Seraphine Zhao, which sounds completely ridiculous.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting to me that they go for the Annie ban instead of the Anivia in this situation.
Gwen! That's an odd choice. Oh, Zaahen is also a bit of a fun one here, as Siwoo is trying to figure out what he wants to play. He could also play Alawi. He really wants to have a whole bunch of fun. But it looks like Zaahen is going to be the choice, and we'll be locked in here for Siwoo towards the top side of the map. I actually quite like this. I feel like Zaahen is... It's something that Perfect has found an incredible amount of success on, but our other top laners have not been dabbling as much with this champion, as Yunara Lulu is just going to be locked in. This is one of my new least favorite bottom lanes.
Yeah.
I feel like Yunara hasn't taken over a game in a really long time.
Been a bit of a struggle. And we were talking about the Anivia, but Taliyah's been a popular option into the Ryze. Really good into Xante, really good into Lee Sin, really good into Yunara as well, if they want to go for that. The Unraveled Earth having a ton of value. I think
Kassadin!
It would make a lot of
Katarina.
sense to go Taliyah here.
I do think it's probably a Katarina angle, as never mind. Taliyah will be locked in. They must have been very close to locking, ShowMaker's signature champion from when he debuted.
I think it's just a really high value pick. The matchup into Ryze is good, and everyone else kind of gets shut down a good degree by the Unraveled Earth. You have the Ashe, Seraphine, Zhao trio for Dplus. You have Zhao and Darkin Zhao, both of which buff up. And I feel like having those bruises, those strong bruises for an Ashe Seraphine, where you can fire the Encore over them, you can slow to help them get in range, you can heal and shield them and keep them powerful. This is going to be a tough composition to cut through, and it's going to be very reliant on the carries of Kiwoom DRX being strong. If they want to be able to punch through so much bulk, I feel like Willer and Ucal have to have a great mid-jungle setup. They have to find an advantage.
Heck yeah, let's go, Andil! Well, let's see whether he has a better game in game number 2 here, because Andil did struggle a little bit on his Nautilus in game number 1.
Yeah.
I really do worry about Kiwoom DRX's chances, though. Like, the cheekbones combo of the Zhao Zaahen and a Seraphine, I just feel like the value that you get in team fights with that is just so incredibly high.
Yeah, also Zaahen into a short-range comp is nasty.
It is a little bit rough, but let's see whether Kiwoom DRX can figure it out. All right, here we are, ladies and gentlemen, onto the riff for game number 2, seeing whether Kiwoom DRX can do what they haven't been able to do in the last 17 series against Dplus Kia. The last time they did manage to win a series against this squad was in 2022.
Wow.
And we remember that was a relatively good year for DRX as a team. So just have to see whether they can find success here to bring us at least to a game number 3. The DN Supers did it yesterday, right? They broke the curse a bit and then lost the series, but they did win a game. Kiwoom DRX could do that too.
Potentially. They are starting off with this invade into the red buff, using the Wardhop to circumvent where they expect there to be vision. Willow will be revealed, though, eventually, if he goes for these Raptors.
Oh, is he? He is indeed. And will be spotted on the minimap.
Yeah, pings come out now. They see he has a red buff as well. They know that he is started on Sharvel's red. Will he cross-map? Be able to pick up something in return?
Could just be some vertical jungling. I think that this doesn't necessarily bode well for the bottom lane, though. You can see Smash and Korea are already pushing in as Willow waits for the minion wave before he starts off these Krugs. Obviously, they already know that he is towards the bottom side, but they don't know officially that this is exactly where he is. Korea, absolutely phenomenal on the Seraphine in more recent games, although hasn't necessarily been able to pick up the wins. It certainly looked good on the pick, as there's a beat drop onto Zhao, who takes a lot of damage here. Might be enough to bait them in, though, as Willer is rotating over, and Smash He is not going to get baited. There is the Q connecting, though, from Willer, as the barrier is enough to keep Smash alive. We'll just push them away.
Wow.
Yeah, this is a bit of a disaster.
It's in a really bad spot, so good moves from Kiwoom DRX to put down the Dplus bot lane, give some advantages over to that Yunara Lulu.
How is Korea 0-4? It's just so, it's so unfair. I feel like he's very good at this champion.
That's kind of crazy, honestly.
Yeah. Gio currently 0-1, hasn't played that many games, and did, I believe, play it in his first series here in the LCK. And all right, Sharvel is now just going to clear out the rest of the top side.
I feel like this
Willow's jungle
setup.
Damn. This Zaahen guy doing well.
So Dudu playing this when DNS got the first game win in the longest time. So the pick definitely having some value in the right situations. But in this scenario, when it's Rich, who's essentially been weak-sided because of the cross map, very hard to put too much pressure down onto this Cassante or threaten a dive.
Yeah, he's just going to teleport back in, grab a couple of cloth armors, and he should be all right. Looks like Siwoo is investing in the future as Gio is going to throw down the cleanse. They get the flash out of Smash, and he is once again potentially having to go home. That would be disastrous here with finally a wave crashing on forward. They did do a decent job as far as at least still being able to pick up some CS, but this is not how an Ashe Seraphine lane is supposed to go, right?
Certainly not.
Supposed to have a little bit more winning. As now, Gio and Andil are going to try and keep them interested here as you've got Willer down towards this bottom side, wanting to set up some sort of dive or potential pick angle. Oh man, Smash with no flash now. Very susceptible to death as Andil comes in. Korea going to try and do what he can, but it's not going to help. And that is going to be first blood over to this Lee Sin. Sharvel finally making his way in as they look for Korea as well. This may have been a bridge too far as the flash comes forward, but Sharvel doesn't find the mark. And the wind, in fact, does not become lightning.
So smooth, so slick from Kiwoom DRX, able to get the 2 kills, get out before Sharvel can impact the play. And Sharvel even committing his flash there to try and turn things around, but isn't successful. So knowing that Smash has no flash, Andil just flashes it himself, gets slow, sets up the Lee Sin, and then here's where it could have been a little bit dangerous. Gio dodges that slow initially, and they just kind of auto Korea down here. Sharvel goes for the flash to try and connect it to Willer, but isn't successful. And as a result, it's the kind of worst case scenario as a jungler when you come to cover a lane, you're late, you even burn your summoner, and you just are completely unsuccessful.
Yeah, found absolutely nothing. Was already a couple of camps in the lead, I guess, if you want to find some positives, but it is looking a little bit rough here. And is now going for another clear towards his top side. We have a Chemtech Dragon first, so no Chemtech Souls so far in this series, which means that Aux is doing a great job today. Thank you very much.
Glad to be appreciated when I am.
Yeah, I think I need to do more of that, because often it's just pure blame, and that's not very fair.
I think this is a great start for Kiwoom DRX, though. The fact that they've gotten this Yunara ahead, we needed their carries to be strong to cut through a lot of this bulk on the other side. And Dplus just aren't really in position to make counterpunches on the top side of the map, particularly around this Cassante. Ucal with his ult now as well is a looming threat. You obviously have the Taliyah who can follow. Ucal the one who had priority right now. Oh, they're looking.
Yeah, Ucal just ghosting towards them. Wind becomes lightning from Sharvel will hit this time around, but they decide not to go in for a 2v2 or anything like that. Smash and Korea fighting once again as Gio flashes on top of Smash. The circle is down, the heal comes in, but it is nowhere near enough. And Gio is angry after that loss in game number 1, and he is taking names now.
Really popping off here, and it's just capitalization of that lack of flash. We've started to have games where Ashe has just died on repeat, and I feel like teams are becoming better and better at actively punishing the Ashe Seraphine. We've had a couple of examples where Gumayushi, even though HLE won the games, had 7 or 8 deaths on Ashe just because
it's like it happened twice as well.
The enemy team just said, we're going to kill you again and again and again and again and again. And if I'm being honest, sometimes there just isn't much you can do about that. Still managed to come back and win the games, though, in those examples. But right now, Gio has a massive lead. Smash has got 2 deaths already and is falling pretty far behind.
Oh,
Just
there's the flash
slow to
in.
set it up, yeah.
It's beautifully done. It was the Lulu that grabs the kill, so that's unfortunate, but It is certainly still in the pros column,
At least
as Siwoo and Rich continuing to fight.
At least one thing is that Andil is going to be contributing to Jiwoo's strength. We'll
True.
be rushing the Ardent Sensor, so speeding Andil along towards that isn't the end of the world.
And having the Lulu as strong as possible is also just going to help in general, so that he doesn't just die as soon as he tries to put a ward down anywhere. Siwoo is finding a lot of good angles here towards Rich, as we can see, able to dodge out of the way of a lot of Qs. And Rich is really struggling. I just don't know how much it really means, as Smash is engaged on yet again. Still doesn't have Flash, this time has Barrier, but he isn't even going to use it because he knows he's dead.
Tough. Really tough right now. Great setup from Jiwoo and Andil. They are twisting the knife in this lane.
Oh, yeah.
Not giving Smash any room to breathe. And we're starting to see this Ashe Seraphine. Maybe this is just a counter. Just kill it on repeat.
Yeah, I mean, I think that that's a counter to a lot of things. If you just stop them from being able to play the game, generally things are going to go better.
That being said, it is definitely easier on an immobile champion. And you got to think, so Smash's Flash is about to come back up. He has died 3 times during that time when it has been unavailable.
That's a pretty good value.
That is very good value, but it also means that there's so much emphasis on this summoner spell. Smash has a back. It will save him potentially from a future play, but as soon as it's down, you know Kiwoom DRX is going to be looking for him.
Yeah, this time as well, he does have the barrier, so that is going to be handy. Jiwoo does have cleanse, and so is a little bit less, I guess, battle ready for a 1v1 with the Ashe. The problem is, has way more money, so that is going to be helping him out. And Smash has died at this position in the lane every single time. This time, as you mentioned, does have Flash, but I'm still worried every time he sort of walks towards the shore of the river.
Yeah, I imagine they will wait for their ultimates to be available. The Yunara ult coming out soon, Wild Growth not too far away. Level 6 hit by Smash and Kriya does represent typically a decent amount of strength, but Jiwoo has that cleanse available already. And the thing with going cleanse is it can make your 2v2 laning a bit weaker, because early before the level 6s are available, there's not that much to cleanse. Whereas barrier obviously helps you with a lot of trading power. And we've seen players in different directions on this. Sometimes they'll take the cleanse, sometimes they'll take the barrier. But the fact that Jiwoo has taken cleanse and then won lane this hard, that's when it's really tough, because you get to level 6 and suddenly it's not a saving grace. It's not like you can just fire an arrow and encore at him. He will just press cleanse, and even if you hit both CC, he gets the increased tenacity on the second one. And if you wait for the tenacity to fade, I think Smash will probably be dead by that point.
I would agree. Jiwoo would certainly be able to pump out enough damage to make that one happen. Kraken Slayer is now completed, and 30 stacks left on the Cull as well. So it's not even going to get better. It's just going to get worse. And I don't know what Dplus Kia's plan is going to be. They're going to need to have one. They do want to finish this one off with a 2-0. Obviously, ShowMaker is still doing fine here in this lane in mid, and Siwoo is having a brilliant time on the top side. But I say brilliant time, he's winning a lot of trades, but isn't really ahead necessarily.
Yeah. Also haven't seen either of the mids get a window to move down. I feel like that would be a big point of contention, is the mid who can move down, impact the bot lane, and turn things in their favor, but neither has really found an opportunity to press those ultimates.
Yeah, and Sharvel is just farming, and Willa is kind of doing the same thing.
In fact, ShowMaker hasn't even leveled his ultimate. If you look at the bottom left or on the side of the screen. So, you know, sometimes see this on Taliyah, if you're not going to use your ultimate, you'd rather get the power in your abilities, but does mean he currently isn't in a position to...
Yeah, not going to be able to press that button at this point in time. There's an all-out from Rich to get Siwoo out of there.
I think he's saving the point, so he'll level it when he needs it.
I guess so. All right. Oh, Rich actually managing to find that. And the flash does have to be employed here by Siwoo in the top lane. In the meantime, Sharvel does make his way down. The arrow is going to get a flash out of Andil.
Oh, the wall has been leveled now by ShowMaker.
There we go. Maybe that means that he is going to be attending.
Was looking for that play. Side. Didn't find a window. Chemtech Ocean as the first 2 dragons. Oh, it's going to be a good soul. You know it's going to be a good soul.
I mean, it has to be. There's no other choice. Thornmail completed here for Rich. Trinity Force done for Siwoo. And it is going to be a mountain soul this game. My goodness.
You're happy with that? You have Xante, he's going to feel great with that, and even just the extra protection, extra bulkiness for Zhao are going to feel pretty phenomenal.
Wild growth value also goes up just because you get added resistances, and now you've got wild growth for a bunch of extra
saw
health.
in the picture, Smash getting his flash burnt by Willa.
Oh.
So last time they got 3 kills while it was down. Can they break or even match that record? I would hope for Dplus's sake they can't, but let's see if Smash can live until his flash is back up.
Yeah, this could be rough. Zhao is also about to cash in the cull. Is already 1.5k ahead. Just needs 5 more minions, and then it
to be
will
fair,
really erupt.
He has finished his bot quest, and Smash is close to finishing his, so that'll help out a little bit.
Yeah,
but the cull just come in.
Yeah, 2k. All right, at least Smash has a Kraken Slayer. That's cool news. But Zhao is, like you said, finished the quest and is 2-0-2 on this Yunara. And Dplus don't necessarily have reliable ways of killing her. That's the really, really big problem with the composition like this.
That cleanse is going to be such an issue, and
oh dear. Okay, Arrow is going to sail by, but that is a brilliant pullback from Siwoo. Zhao still looking for an angle, though, as the Arc of Ruin does come on through. Has pressed the ultimate button, as we do have the Hawkshot just spying where everyone's gone. Yeah, I think ShowMaker knows that he could potentially be in some trouble here.
Yeah, cautious Siwoo has to be dealing with this Yunara. Andil also finishes the role quest, so he has the Dreammaker. And Imagine Mikhail's going to come through second, just so you have even more safety against his CC. Kiwoom DRX in a pretty phenomenal spot right now.
Yeah.
They've moved that Ashe up to mid. And Smash has finished the role quest, but the gold lead has barely changed, unfortunately.
Yeah. Oh, God. Well, at least he's not that far behind in farm. That's something. His career is going to get discovered by Willa. Sharvel is over here, so not going to be getting any kills or anything like that. Still, Kiwoom DRX in firm control of the game. And the fact that they also got 2 Grubs and 2 Drakes at the beginning of this one really shows that they were able to play off that advantage so incredibly effectively. I don't know. Dplus really on the ropes here in this one. There could be some big plays, though. Like, who knows? Maybe you just blow up Zhao 5 times in a row, and then you can win.
I think if I'm in Kiwoom DRX's position, I'm just going to have every objective on lock. You must feel so confident right now, playing around the strength of your carry. We do get item completion for Smash, though, and Korea as well. So they're not, even though they are behind in gold in terms of the actual power represented, they're not that far behind.
How is Rich a level ahead? Or half a level ahead, I guess. Found a lot of advantages here in this lane.
Yeah, maybe the outcome of Siwoo swapping down here, maybe didn't find the timing to pick up the XP.
Oh, that's a bit cute. As Rich just going to come on over and take down this turret. That is going to be first turret blood over to Kiwoom DRX, putting them to a 3.4 thousand gold advantage.
That's sizable.
Yeah. Game number 2 on lock for now.
Getting some control around the Herald area. I think Willa can just take this, and then you play for that dragon, you have the Herald to lean on, you can either throw it mid or use it as a combat Herald. It seems pretty straightforward.
Rich going all out once again. Grim Deliverance is just going to clear out the wave as Siwoo gets the knock-up. Rich looks for a Q angle, but takes a lot of turret shots.
Yeah, I feel like Rich was looking for revenge after last game, but getting a little bit scary there as he took those tower hits.
I would agree. At least is able to make it to somewhat safety as he's now able to go back.
I think one big factor, though, actually, in that trade is Siwoo had TP and Rich didn't. So by trading heavily with Siwoo, you kind of stop him from being able to TP up to the top side towards the Herald. If he's that low on HP, if he's having to focus on the fight in front of him. So I think from that regard, just kind of securing the Herald play by making sure you can't do much. We also see a pretty great line of vision set up by Kiwoom DRX. They've definitely sharpened up.
Sharvel is just going to go in looking for Siwoo. Does get Zhao, gets the knock-up, but he's now going to have to get out of there. There is the Crescent Guard to knock away the Yunara, and they do get the Wild Growth out as well. So a couple of ultis in exchange.
This is one of the downsides of Yunara, even though she has mobility in fights. If you get engaged on and you need to dash away, you have to commit your ultimate. And now no ultimate available for this dragon fight is a pretty big weak point for Kiwoom DRX.
Yeah, she was now forced to fight against Rich as well, as the wall is going to come on through, and Shelly is just going to bide her time and crash into a wall. Unfortunately, no charge for her, so nicely played there from ShowMaker, as she does have the passive, but is still going to get pulled towards this turret, trying to fight back against Rich, and is doing a pretty decent job, as he will get put down to that passive now. Rich, let's see whether he commits to try and lock him down. Pathmaker comes in first. Cancels one auto attack, but she was just going to vacate.
Yeah, 7 seconds on the ult there. Rich so close to having that available, would have pretty much guaranteed the kill. I mean, I guess he had flash.
Oh dear, there's the kickback onto ShowMaker. They destroy the Ashe as well. It's a decent seismic shove. His career is potentially able to survive, but the Encore does nothing at all. And that should mean that this Drake will go down with no carries available in the area. And DK continues circling the drain.
And this is without ult from Jiwoo. His ult's about to come back up, but he just goes in on Smash and absolutely decimates him. Looking so strong right now.
And maybe this is the ultimate return of Jiwoo. Just do some casual feeding in game number 1, and then hard carry from that point onward.
He was calibrating.
Absolutely.
And now playing so aggressive. And there's a lot of weight on him in this game as the hyper carry, who... You know, in a 2-carry composition, you need to be having a clean game, but so far he's been pretty much untouchable. Gets a Slurk on a Smash, cleanses the ult, and just runs them down. Korea have to flash at the last second, and Sharvel jumps him but can't do anything. It was a nice dodge at the end as well. He is so strong right now. He has the Ardent Center backing him up. He is going to be getting a Mikhail's backing up pretty soon from Andil.
And Aux, do you want to know something fun?
Yeah.
Because grubs don't actually mean anything when it comes to perfect games, Kiwoom DRX are on perfect game pace.
Well, there's some debate around this.
No, there's not.
Some people say that if it shows on the scoreboard...
Yeah, no, those people are dumb. Because otherwise it nullifies all previous perfect games. Because grubs weren't in the game, you know, so they're not part of it.
What about Rift Herald? Because that wasn't in the game once upon a time.
Yeah, but I mean, that's not worth the debate because Kiwoom DRX got that anyway. And they also got the majority of the grubs. Okay?
I mean, that's one thing is that, you know, the sort of big announcement it does when the grubs are taken, that goes to whoever got most of the grubs.
Yeah.
So
see?
Some people, I mean, it definitely used to be, people were saying like it's when it was 2 sets of grubs, it's like you have to get the majority because that would count for a feat of strength. But, yeah, I don't know. So in your view, this is still a potential perfect
100%
game.
perfect game pace. Yep.
Okay.
Grubs aren't real. They cannot hurt us and our perfect games.
I am certain there is people who disagree with you on that.
Yeah, and I don't care because they're wrong. Sometimes you have to deal with there being wrong people in the world that will disagree with you, Aux. I'm sure that you've never had that problem before.
No, I'm a pretty mellow, agreeable person.
Yeah. I've never really seen you have arguments with almost anyone.
Yeah, I think argumentative is not a word people have ever said about me.
No, I don't think so.
Or even in my vicinity.
I, in fact, think that you're more of the opposite of that. You know, you're often just too mellow. Sometimes you need to stand up for yourself.
Yeah, I'll
start arguing more.
You know, you say that, but I just don't think it's me.
Okay, well, fair enough. Maybe someone could say something about Ziggs, you know, and it'll get you riled up.
Don't you dare.
I'm not even going to try. I'm too scared. Okay. Dplus trying to lick their wounds and prevent this perfect game from happening. If a turret does go down, I will concede that the perfect game is dead. But Kiwoom DRX, it would be very, very cool if they actually managed to make that one happen. Right now, we've got bounties up. Part of the conversation that has arisen recently is turret plates and whether that actually means anything. Because we have spoken about the perfectest game in the past before, which has happened. No, it has happened. Kesper Cup T1 2019. Well, they were SKT at the time. They did do it.
Yeah, but for a regular perfect game, there's no way we're counting turret plates.
Yeah, no, that's ludicrous.
There's definitely some psycho out there who's like, well, if they invade and steal a buff, it's not a perfect game.
But what if they trade? That's vertical jungling. It's very different. And also, that's my argument for the grubs as well, right? Because oftentimes, you just take 2 of them and then you leave. Or you take 1 and then you leave. And you don't really care that much about it. So, I don't know. That's just continuing an argument that was already over.
I think Dplus finished this game with 0 kills, 0 towers, and
0
just
dragons.
A single grub.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to sit there and be like, haha, well.
Why don't we just call it
we're
perfect game plus grub?
Why don't we ask Perfect about it?
Oh, yeah, that's a really good point.
Like, whenever a new Doran's item comes out, we hit up Doran and say, hey, pitch us this beautiful helm you built.
Yeah, is this a good item?
Yeah, and he said, yes, it's broken, especially on Cassante. So thank you very much for that, Doran. But when it comes to perfect game, surely KT's top laner is the arbiter.
He should be. Maybe we can get a call in. I don't know whether we did or Huni have his number. Maybe all top laners in Korea have each other's number. Maybe there's like a group chat that Huni's in.
I feel like we did probably ask for his number, and he gave him, you know, that look when he does his
oh yeah,
when he does celebration. I was like, nah, nah, no way.
Because he's a support player. Not about that. All right, well, still.
We're probably trying to find pickleball.
Probably. All right, Rich and Shu continuing to fight. And ShowMaker is getting dangerously close towards his turret. Willer is taking some damage here as well as the 3-talent strike does come on through. Finds a little knock-up onto Willer, who goes back in towards Sharvel. Taking a lot of damage here as there is Rich getting delivered into this backline and just pulls Sharvel away. Man, that was beautiful use of the Realm Warp. And now the ulti from Jiu is fired forwards. Decent little shove back there as now Shiu is flashing in, looking to get the angle and finds the pullback, but the kick is going to be there, and Rich immediately just hit by the Encore, and then a very dead Shiu is going to be the result. Man, these wallets are heavy. 8,000 gold is now the lead for Kiwoom DRX, and they still hold on to their chances of a perfect game.
Gonna be able to pick up the Mountain Soul here, and Shiu is so close to getting the passive fully stacked, but just misses out. The ult didn't connect on as many people as I think he was hoping for. Dplus are trying to make something happen, but I feel like the clock has just kind of run out. Mountain Soul secured. The Kale's just picked up for Andil. And I think G was going to have IE as well. This game has gone from bad to worse for Dplus. And we're seeing this. They're just trying to... Kiwoom DRX are trying to, poke them down, see if there's an angle here. And they just grab Sharvel and take him out. And suddenly it's like, well, Soul is now free, but they're potentially fishing with the idea of more kills. Jiwoo gets a little bit unfortunate. He's trying to set up the play and actually gets a good CC chain on Jiwoo, but the follow-up isn't really there. And then he ults here. And I think the ult from Rich.
Yeah, like sort of pulled him
He had it out of range, so he didn't get the passive stack. Because he was so close to it. I think he didn't hit. That's crazy.
Just spat Rich out on the other side of the Grim Deliverance. That is very unideal. However, Kiwoom DRX just moved from the Dragon to the Baron. Dplus will at least be able to see it. I mean, Hawkshot is pretty good at that, but seeing it is not defending it. And that Baron will go over as we have Shiu desperately trying to stop the perfect game here as the brilliant little shove as Andil takes a lot of damage. The arrow is not going to connect as Sharvel goes into his ulti. Willer is going to throw away the perfect game as he goes underneath the turret. And there is, speaking of turrets, the turret going down as well. So perfect game definitely gone as Ucal is just going to destroy Korea. Rich looking for an angle here, level 16 on this Cassante. And he realized that he is not afraid of turrets at all. Sharvel going to have to run away. ShowMaker doing the same thing. But Shiu, he's going to take a second turret. He's going to double the amount of things that Dplus has got in this game.
So a bit of a gold injection for Dplus, and they're going to claw back a moderate amount of that gold advantage. You can see now, minus 1,300 Red Bull Baron power play. The lead has shrunk as well. This is an overstep by Kiwoom DRX for sure. What's unfortunate is Andil ends up closest to the tower and gets flipped in. He definitely should have stood in a position where he was further away. And then Willer goes in. He was looking for a kick on a ShowMaker to kick him in, and then realized that wasn't going to happen and just went for Sharvel. Ucal does just one-hit the Seraphine, though, which is a little bit unfortunate. This was messier than the rest of the game has been for Kiwoom DRX, but they're still so strong.
Oh, God. Yeah, Sharvel doesn't have ult. He's just dead.
Yeah.
Jiu catches in between the turrets, and now he's 5-0-3 on this Yunara. I mean, Kiwoom DRX, they have Baron, and they have a Mountain Soul. The Rebel Baron power play you mentioned was falling behind a little bit, but it is now going to move into the positives as the arrow is just going to connect onto Jiu. And he looked like, for a moment, he was basking in being CC'd before he decided to press cleanse.
I think there was maybe some discussion. Do I cleanse? Do you Mikhail's? They used both of them.
So. Yeah. Do I cleanse or Mikhail's? Yes. And then everything happened.
Yeah, so not ideal. Doesn't mean they can potentially look for him.
Shiu is going to have to throw down the Grim Deliverance just to keep himself alive. Will it? Oh, I expected he'd press Q.
You have a minute window here. If you're going to make a play, Seraphine ult, Korea's nearly got his flash onto Jiwoo. If you catch him before he flashes, that could be the angle while he doesn't have those cleanses available.
We'll see.
It's a tough sell.
It really is. They have at least, you know, some R buttons available. The arrow is still coming up, but Encore is there.
Flash is there now. I think when they pushes up to the tower, he's going to look for it.
Well, they're going to go in. Sharvel throws down the ulti, and they all just dive into the circle, and they should be able to take him out. There he goes, down by Jiu. And now Ucal getting into the backline as well. It's a double kill for Jiu here, as Jiu's taking a lot of damage. He's going to fall, and they get the Yunara. That is definitely true. However, all of them have to die as a response, and Kiwoom DRX will be able to clear up this bottom lane, wait for another wave, and I think just take us to a game 3 and one step closer to breaking the curse and being able to finally take out Dplus Kia since 2022.
Super dominant game, and Siwoo and Andil just on fire. Siwoo looking revitalized. Had a rough game 1, but in this game 2 crushed it. Siwoo just put a man immune, by the way, just to mess with
the stats.
Yeah.
Oh no, the stats people are going to be so annoyed.
Man immune, Yunara, 100% win rate?
Absolutely.
Crazy.
That's incredible. What is the best item to build on Yunara? Well,